Hi everyone, I'm Byron. I'm here reviewing another episode of Family Ties. This one is The Fugitive Part 1. I thought this episode came much later in the series, at least the second season. But nope, it's here in the first season. Tom Hanks is the guest star of this episode. Uh, it starts out with Alex and Mallory fighting over the TV. Mallory likes the TV show Chips, which, that's great. I thought that was really funny. And it got much less funny as the show went on. I've alluded to it before. This is not a good episode, especially part one. I'll review part two, and when I review part two, I'll probably take that opportunity to review it as a whole. But this was not that good. It has Tom Hanks as Uncle Ned, and Tom Hanks is not a good actor. I've never thought Tom Hanks was that good an actor. Anyway, as he shows up, he starts acting suspicious. And if you could tell from the title, you might know where he is. And so he's a big banker, and Alex looks up to him because he's a big financier. Well, he's not a banker. He's not a financier. He works in business. He works for the 12th largest multinational corporation in the world. And here's something very interesting. He makes a joke about a three-way, and the audience goes, ew. So I thought that was pretty weird. Although it might have been a joke, because he had just put something in his mouth. I wasn't paying that close attention to what he was doing with his hands, and he put something from his hands into his mouth at that time. At the moment they might have been saying ew over the thing in his mouth. And there's lots of phone gags because he doesn't want people to know he's there. So he comes up and answers the phone and gives weird answers, goes by a fake name, stuff like that. And that's good. One thing I love about this series, the entire series of Family Ties, is it's focused on baseball. It really does talk about baseball a lot. And at this time, you probably should have switched to football. But it wanted to harken back to sort of to football as the major American sport. But this show, I think, really wanted to harken back a bit to the past and sort of the old 50s sitcoms. Which, if you actually look at the 50s sitcoms, they were not 50s sitcoms. The 60s sitcoms were more 50s sitcoms. The 50s sitcoms, I Love Lucy, Burns and Allen, they were insane and just bonkers and off the wall. Whereas the more family thing came along in the 60s. But we think of that as the 50s, and we think of what happened in the what things that happened in the 70s often get lumped in with the 60s. So it's weird how that happens. And then the FBI guy rolls in, and Ned leaves. Ned stole a bunch of money. No, he did not steal a bunch of money. Not yet, at least. He got in a fight with his boss and quit. And then an FBI guy rolls up, and Ned skedaddles. And the FBI guy is pretty funny. He pulled the family's reports, and apparently he has all of their subversive left-wing activities written down. And he's really funny. And he reveals that Ned stole $4.5 million. But they don't give him up. They don't give Ned up. And then, to be continued, we have the next episode. Not a lot of jokes. I focused on another character. It wasn't until the end where actually the family had to make a decision and be the focus of what's going on. The focus of most of this episode was just Ned and what he did. So the next episode is probably going to be better. It's going to focus more on the family. And, yep. Bye. See you next time with The Fugitive Part 2.